Chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Green, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Am I audible?
Well,
Thank you very much. Mr. Greenblatt, I thought of you this morning. I was reading an article on how the Holocaust moved from concentration camps to Jewish victims, printed in some time ago, but still relevant. But today, I want to visit with you about this phenomenon known as the salad bar. This salad bar concept has persons who have different ideologies that will ordinarily be antithetical to each other. They can find a way to put aside their differences in ideology and work together for a common cause, a common evil cause, I might add. And this was expressed by the supremacists and the adherents to some of these ideologies related to persons who are without the country, as they talked about what happened to Jewish people. And I'm concerned about it and would like to get your opinion as to how concerned are you with reference to this, and what is the impact of this, if you would, please.
Well, look, I think when FBI Director Wray talked about the salad bar concept in his testimony, he was describing this very real phenomenon, Mr. Congressman, where in the past people were, curated in a specific movement over a long period of time. But now, thanks to social media, thanks to these different services, they can go and grab, like walking through a grocery store, and take all these crazy ideas. But there are some ideas, Mr. Congressman, that seem to be permanent in these views. Number one, there is an anti-Semitism at the beating heart of white supremacy, QAnon, accelerationism. All these other kind of movements believe that there's a cabal of Jews running the world, or they've overtaken the government. Number two, that African Americans, Black Americans, are inferior to the white race and a driver of white genocide. This is a widely held view amongst people on the far right. So it may be that Al-Qaeda and the white supremacists share this hateful view of Jews, but the racism of the white supremacists, Mr. Congressman, is something that is diabolical and deeply frightening. And these ideas just boomerang off of one another. And the third idea is that immigrants from abroad are coming here to somehow change the country. Mexicans, Muslims, people from Asia, it goes on and on. So these different ideas create a very toxic and explosive mix that we've seen lead to the murder of people. Again, I think about Texas, I think about El Paso, I think about what almost happened in Colleyville, I think about what you've had to endure in your community, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir, I do. And it would seem to me that given this phenomenon, that we have to make sure that we are together, that we don't allow lines of division to exist among people who have common enemies.
Yes.
I think that we can't silo. I can't decide that I'm just going to fight racism because that's what impacts me. At some point, there has to be this reality, this realization that the common enemy has to be addressed by people who are being impacted with a common message. We all have to have a similar message to deal with this enemy that we confront.
Absolutely. Racism is not your problem as a Black man. It's my problem too as a white man. Like anti-Semitism is just my problem as a Jew. It's your problem too as a non-Jew. So you're right. We are all in this together.
Well, I do thank you. And if you get a chance, check the article out, How the Holocaust Moved from Concentration Camps to Jewish Victims' Homes. So
I will.
Very, very powerful in the Washington Post. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.